Imagine your car breaks down and there's nobody left to fix it. That may sound a tad dramatic, I know, but the Bureau of Automotive Repair estimates that in 2025, the demand for new technicians outpaced the supply 5 to 1. Now, that may sound crazy. If you want to see some actual feedback from other technicians, you can go back and look at the last video I just posted. It was about technicians leaving the industry. The automotive industry is in a technician crisis, and I had a lot of other mechanics agree with me and say that they're feeling the exact same way, say that they left the industry already, they're about to leave the industry, what have you. If you want to go check that out, you can look there. But a lot of industry proof, a lot of outpouring of people feeling the exact same way that I do. I want to talk about something that I don't really see a lot of other people talk about, and that is what happens. What happens when we run out of skilled mechanics? Because at the moment, we're kind of relying on the older generation to not retire yet. I mean, that's realistically what we're mostly relying on. There's a lot of people that have been in my shoes that worked for 5 to 10 years. The industry sucks, and they knew that they could make better money and be happier and have a better life somewhere else, so they left. That skill now is no longer in the industry and will never come back to the industry unless there's a pay fix, unless there's an industry fix, unless warranty pay goes away, unless flat rate pay goes away. I mean, I've talked about a lot of the reasons why, and I'm going to actually make a full video explaining flat rate pay probably for my next video. But there's a lot of reasons why mechanics are leaving and what happens when we're gone. I would say at this point we have, for the most part, enough mechanics to get work done, but we are pushing work out 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, you may have noticed in the last maybe 5 years-ish, when you go to the automotive repair shop, you're not getting your car back right away. You're not going to get your car back in a couple days. You're not going to get it back for at least 2 to 3 weeks because they're backed up. They're backed up on skilled work, on work that needs to be done for engines, transmissions, electrical. I mean, what have you. It's a parts problem, it's a labor problem, and it's an issue. So what happens as it's getting worse? Well, I'm going to give my opinions as a professional mechanic in what I see. If you haven't already and you've already made it here, please hit like and subscribe. I touched on one already. Times are just going to keep getting pushed farther and farther out. It's going to take longer and longer to get your car fixed. But another huge problem is like the skilled labor getting froze out of the industry. As cars are getting harder, there's going to be nobody to fix it. Let me use, for example, 2019 and on Ford vehicle requires a special pass-through device that you have to pay for yearly from the dealership or get that software and you work at a dealership and you already have it. It typically looks something like this. If you don't have that, you cannot scan the vehicle, you cannot get into the PCM, you cannot communicate with the modules and do pretty much half the repairs that you would have to do on that vehicle. A lot of other manufacturers are doing it the same way. I think Chrysler is 2021, 2022 and on. Other motor companies are doing it the same way. It's not just Ford, they were just one of the first. As that happens, and as your everyday Joe, like me, I plan on still DIYing all my own cars. I plan on still fixing all my own cars as long as I can, but if I ever buy a newer vehicle, I'm going to lose the ability to do a lot of those repairs and I'm going to have to take it to a shop. And when you have to take it to a shop, that becomes a problem if there is no skilled labor to do that work anyway. The industry is going to have to change. It's either going to have to be the dealerships are going to come off their bottom dollar, or government regulation is going to have to come in and they're going to have to say, okay, flat rate doesn't work. You are literally asking people to work for free. You're not paying them overtime. There's no benefit for a mechanic as a flat rate pay guy. I mean, when something goes wrong, it's the mechanic that takes the hit. Now that at a dealership, you can end up working a full 50-hour week for 10-hour paycheck. It's really messed up. And another huge prominent thing we're going to face with the lack of technician is going to be the cost. Cost is going to skyrocket to own your own vehicle, and repair quality is going to go down. I mean, we're seeing it already in very, very, very high forms. I mean, people can go to 5 different mechanics and every mechanic can get it wrong because they all have young, inexperienced techs. And it sucks. I hate to say young, but most young techs are very inexperienced. Myself, I've got 5 to 6 years in the trade. I'm very experienced on what I know, but I don't know everything. I've got 5 to 6 years in the trade. I haven't done everything, so I can't say like, yeah, I'm the best mechanic ever. I can do this or I can do that. It's just not true. I mean, like, can I hang in a good shop and do I do very good quality work? Yes, but can I do it in the same amount of time that the master mechanics are doing it? Absolutely not. That's just it's not realistic. If I want to have the same quality work as them, I'm never going to be able to do it as fast with the lack of experience. But I care about quality more than I care about quantity. The automotive industry, as of today, cares about quantity more than it cares about quality. As the experienced techs are leaving, as the higher quality techs are leaving and mostly being forced out. That's a whole other issue, and I'm going to make a video on that too, of like the more you learn as a master mechanic, the less you earn, because the more certified you get, the more experienced you get, the harder jobs you're going to get and the less time you're going to make, and you're just going to keep earning less. And the dealership is going to force you those jobs because you have the highest paycheck there, so they don't want to pay you to do brakes. They don't want to pay you to do alternators. They don't want to pay you to do stuff that's actually going to make you money, because that's going to cost them the most money. They want to pay the apprentice that's making $18 an hour to do that. And that's a whole other issue. That requires a whole video to go into it. So stay tuned for that one. That one and the flat rate one is going to be coming out soon. I'm working on getting them out. But anyway, the lack of experience and the lack of just pride in their work is coming in droves. I mean, the younger generation just does not care about quality. They don't care about making things last. We're in the era that things aren't built to last. Appliances aren't built to last. Cars aren't built to last. Tools aren't built. Nothing is built to last. So the younger generation doesn't care about maintaining things to last, and it shows. I mean, they bury their work. They're on their phone all day. They don't care, and it's going to be a huge problem as we're coming into the 2010 to 2020 range of vehicles that are starting to need repair, because the repairs are a lot more advanced than they were back in the 90s, the 80s, even the 2000s, because now, I mean, add 10 extra modules that the vehicle is communicating with that you have to repair, 10 to 15 on some vehicles, and it gets tricky. It's advanced. It requires a strong mind. It requires a strong diagnostic process, and it requires just kind of patience and a passion for figuring out that type of stuff, which I don't see at all with the younger apprentices coming into the shop. And I want to preface this by saying I don't hate younger guys. I'm a younger guy. I just want to see more younger guys like me, more younger guys like some of the other guys I've seen in the industry, a very few, limited amount of them, but that actually care about their work, want to do it the right way, and want to see change in the industry, rather than, oh, well, flat rate works really well if I never learn how to do anything past front end suspension. Well, I'm sure it does. You probably make $80,000 a year, but when you're 40 and you've replaced two shoulders and now you want to do other work, you don't know how to use a lab scope. You don't know how to use a scanner. You don't know how to do any of the things that could actually get you out of that work. So something's got to change. All in all, cars are getting more complicated to fix every single year, and the amount of skilled people there are available to fix them are getting less and less every year. So while the demand goes up, the supply is shrinking, and that is a crazy bad contradiction in the type of economy that we have, and it's going to force a change. It either has to force a change or it's going to force a collapse. So the problem is greed. It's dealership greed, it's corporate greed, and it's mechanics that just want to be treated fairly because we're tired of being a number and we're tired of not being able to feed our families. So I don't see mechanics changing and just accepting it how it is. There's plenty of other trades that we can take our tools and our skills that pay us fairly, treat us fairly. I would imagine the automotive industry is going to have to change in the next 20 to 15 to 20 years. It's going to have to change. They're going to have to pay more. They're going to have to raise wages, and they're probably in turn going to raise shop labor rates again. I don't know how they just went from 150 to 210 like around the COVID era to now. Most shops in my area went from $150 an hour to 210, and like technician prices, like my hourly rate, they didn't change at all. Maybe a little bit as I changed shops, but it never went up. So I don't understand what they're charging more for. So it's probably going to have to go up again to pay technicians and service writers more, but I don't see any other way that it goes, because they're not going to take a profit loss. So I don't know what needs to happen, and at that point, repairs are going to be too expensive for the average person to even think about doing them. They're kind of already are at this point. I mean, paying $800 to $1,000 for a four-wheel brake job is ridiculous and insane. I've seen some tickets people bring from a dealership. They're $1,200, $1,400 for a four-wheel brake job, and it just makes me want to throw up. Like, no, absolutely not. Especially, uh, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. That'll be a separate video. But if you feel the same way, if you have like your own thoughts of ideas of what the industry should change, or if you see a change inside of your own independent shop or your dealership or whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate you for watching. If you haven't already and you've already made it here, please hit like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.